Alright, today we're going to be jumping back into the Bitcoin price action. Today's going to be a shorter video just covering what levels Bitcoin does need to hold if it is to maintain the bullish structure, because we are getting into this vector, right? So as we talked about in the last video, how to trade, vectors can either fill very quickly or they can deviate and have a failed auction back up into the range, and that's exactly what we want to see happen here. You can see the sweep level is marked out with this dotted line here. If you just go to like an hourly time frame, it's these lows back over here. We have liquidity behind this level, so filling into these imbalances before heading up makes a lot of sense. That would also be back testing this wedge that we've had for quite some time on Bitcoin here. This is a bullish structure that we are now bullishly back testing, so getting a nice swing fail pattern behind this liquidity and holding that trend line as support would be extremely bullish. So hopefully we can see that play out here on Bitcoin. If we were to pull some fibs, we are also getting down to kind of like that 0.5 level. So, we're getting into some nice fib levels there. Golden pocket is quite a bit lower, right? Golden pocket, if we were to fill this vector, and I don't really want to see that happen. We could come down here and it would still be bullish, right? Like a fake deviation below, then get back above and send on up. But honestly, I don't want to see us get down to this golden pocket, because if we go out here to the whole range, and if I were to just pull like a fixed range volume profile there, you can see this is our value area low that we're coming into right now. So we really need this to hold, right? Getting down below where that golden pocket is, we're going to be below all these value areas of the range, right? There's not much volume down there, so really just want to sweep that liquidity real quickly, get back above. We should not be spending much time at this level, right? As long as we hold 60k, all good, but we really should not be staying under 62k for much time at all, right? I really want to reclaim sooner rather than later, but I'm not too worried about it, right? I do expect that to happen, right? There's a higher probability we do go up because we still have way more liquidity to the upside than the downside. You can see up here at that like 67k level, we still have not swept these poor highs, as well as coming up all the way at the top, right? We still have a ton of liquidity up above at 74k. So the fact that we didn't deviate this and then come down tells me structurally we have more probability to go to the upside here, and not to be worried. If we had swept both these highs already, I would have been a little bit more worried, but coming down right now makes a lot of sense, right? Let's fill these imbalances, let's grab the liquidity from the market before finally heading up. And yeah, I was kind of expecting this pullback to happen within here. If we do go to like our volume levels, you can see this is that fair value gap where the imbalance is behind the sweep level, right, with the fibs and all that. So you do have a lot of support within this range. So coming down in here should have been expected. All I want to see happen now is if we do dip down into these vectors, I want to clear out of them quickly, and I don't want to spend much time down here. If we start trading sideways for a couple days at 60k, that's not a good sign. But as far as right now, coming down here, not the end of the world, was to be expected. Now jumping out of Bitcoin here, let's go to the dollar, right? This is another thing I was talking about in my last video, like, hey, this could have been a double bottom, come up to the golden pocket and rotate down, right? This is another thing I kind of expected to happen. That would have been the catalyst for Bitcoin going to 60k. Looks like that has played out, and the dollar has already started to rotate over. So yeah, we should be getting close to that bottom on Bitcoin, that swing fail. Do expect that to happen today, and we will start heading up with haste shortly, right? After this next low on Bitcoin, I do expect the vertical rally to start, right? We will go completely parabolic up until wherever it wants to go, right? Sweeping that 74k level, and then going on up to probably six figures on Bitcoin. So yeah, this should be the start of the parabolic rally on Bitcoin after we see this dollar start continuing down here. It's rolling over, so that should be soon. And then S&P over here, you can see this is the wedge we've been looking at, deviated to the downside, deviated to the upside, now back under resistance. Is this going to be another fake out and we pop back on top and then send for the highs? Definitely could be, right? It has not respected these trends a lot, so I would not expect this to respect either, right? I don't think this back test is going to hold. I think the hourly EMA is just going to continue to keep trend upwards on this guy until it does finally break out to the upside, and I do expect the S&P to squeeze up to all-time highs, bringing Bitcoin along with it. And lastly, real quick, we will jump into total 3, right? The altcoin market. We were just pull range of the bull market. That's that value area low of the bull market. So we are coming back down to test this. Makes sense to double bottom, come back up, test, then off and away we go on the altcoins. So this pullback could have been expected to happen, right? Just to test that value area one more time. But yeah, all in all the charts are telling me that the upside is way more probable right now. And I do expect after Bitcoin sweeps this like 61K level, we will start heading up with absolute haste, going for 6 figures on Bitcoin. If we do look at like our RSI here, you can see we don't really have a bullish edge on the RSI. So if Bitcoin, were to like bounce off this trend before coming down, and then creating that bull div, I mean, that makes a lot of sense. So, we could spend a little bit of time, above this. I just don't want to spend a lot of time below this sweep level, right? We can chop around in here for a little bit and then finally sweep. That's fine. Just want to be watching out for us breaking this trend and holding below trend. So staying vigilant in the markets still, but my bias is still much more in favor of the bulls. Yeah, so let's see if we can get this back test of the wedge this week, sending us up to $100,000 Bitcoin wherever it wants to go for this cycle. And then that's where we really have to start worrying about a top coming in, towards the end of the summer into election season. But as of now, I still don't believe we should be selling in May and going away. But those are just my thoughts. And if you have any questions about anything I talked about today or anything else crypto, altcoin, trading related, join the Discord. Links in the description down below. As well as got a couple links for trading software I use if you want to help support the channel. But with that being said, thank you all so much for watching, and I'll see you all in the next video.